Earth 2020. Society is in ruins, and a virus runs rampant among the world's humble citizens. They are lost. In these dark times, three wayward nerds cross paths at the House of India and realize they are destined to be friends. And so they did. This is their story. The story of The Side Quest.
What happens is...
Welcome back to the Side Quest Podcast.
My name's BJ.
I'm Matt.
I'm Luke.
And in Nosferatu, what happens... That's what happens now. Every time we say Nosferatu, you have to go. But,
Keep them away.
No! Stay away.
that's what we have to do. Yeah.
Swiper, no swiping. But, the whole, first half of the movie is, the guy, Beast from the X-Men, goes to the real estate office that he works at. And he's like, hey, boss, am I ready for that promotion yet? And he's like, no, you got to go to, fucking Latveria and sign this contract with this rich guy that wants to move here. He's like, he wants to move here? Why? He's like, just fucking do it. And he's like, but I just got married. I'll have to leave my wife. And he's like, I know, but you'll get the promotion. He's like, okay, I'll do it. And he goes home to his bipolar wife. And she's like, you can't be away from me ever. Ever! And he's like, but money. And she's like, I don't need the money. I just need that dick. And she doesn't say that. The movie's not half as freaky as you want it to be. But
Every TikTok that have talked about it, I feel like it was people really trying hard to make it freaky.
yeah, it was really mild. There was one part that wasn't mild that was kind of okay, but it wasn't even Nosferatu. It was Beast from the X-Men. But the whole first half is just him going to Transylvania, and there's a bunch of shots from Resident Evil 8 Village, and then he goes and talks to the villagers, and then he goes up to the castle, and that's very beautiful. But the whole impetus is he's talking to Nosferatu, and he's like, hey, let me sign the deed for the house. Also, sign this document that means that your wife is mine. And then I'll give you this little pouch of gold. And he's like, fuck it, okay.
Really?
Yeah. So
I don't even care about that bitch.
Nosferatu was in his full legal rights the whole movie.
And so he bangs the wife.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, the whole thing is Willem Dafoe is he wants you so bad. And he's this certain kind of being that means that if he's connected to you and he kills you, then he also dies. And she's like, okay, I'll die then. So he comes over while Beast from the X-Men is out, and then he sucks on her titties until she's drained of blood, and then sunrise comes, and they're fucking naked, and he's inside of her the whole time, probably. And then they just die.
What?
And the cat was in the corner of the room the whole time and watched the whole thing happen. And then Willem Dafoe was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry for this poor cat. I'm gonna take him in.
The end.
Also, Sid from Final Fantasy 16 is there. And
as a Death Eater or as a guy from the Iron Islands?
As a medical doctor.
Oh.
It's him and Willem Dafoe are playing off of each other a lot. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So while you were watching that, I was watching
You were,
arguably a better
you were
vampire
studying
thing.
the Blade.
Yeah, no, I was watching the new Castlevania. Shit goes crazy. I fucking love it. Fight scenes were peak.
I saw the callback to the Moonblade.
Yep. Richter is a goat. I still like Trevor better, but Richter has very, very clearly kind of come up where I'm because there's a point where they meet Alucard again, because of course he's an immortal vampire, because it's Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night as what this is, and there's a point where one of the other characters is like, so you've met all the Belmonts. He's like, yeah. He's like, are they all like this? And he's like, it's fucking stupid. Yeah. And I'm just I'm glad to know that it's generational. Just it stays that way. Also, Sypha and Trevor getting married just made the bloodline broken as shit.
Yeah, because now they have magic
in
fucking
any of the
powers.
games, including side scroller, is there any really backstory to characters or any sort of personality given to the characters, or has that really been fleshed out through?
Well, so the Netflix
animes?
the Netflix anime is intentionally not canon. It's not It is just a retelling of all this, like, completely. The games do a lot of shit differently. Like, there were characters that have been cut. Certain characters go through different arcs and so on and so forth. This is just, we're telling this story. It's going to be told this way. That's that.
Yeah.
So it's not canon. It's basing it off of stuff, but it's not going to be hella canon, because they probably would have started with Simon if that was the case. But
Dude, season 3 better be Simon.
We'll see.
Or part 3, whatever the fuck.
Because I know when they hit Richter, I was like, fuck yeah, dude, we're getting the. Because in my head, I'm like, Richter means Rondo, which then means Symphony of the Night. So I fucking knew Alucard was gonna come back.
Yeah, they had to do Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
They can't just leave that one by the wayside.
But to answer your question, yes, like in the early days, it was like you just read the booklet, like most games back then. Where it's like, this tells you the story you need to know. Now go fight Dracula.
But once you get
likes
to like
long walks on the beach and likes anal.
Well, they would like do the thing where they're like, on a dark, stormy night, Simon Belmont goes to Dracula. They do the whole thing where they explain why Dracula's a piece of shit.
And then Dracula says, I want to fuck your wife.
but like
no, Dracula wants his wife back. That's been the whole thing. No,
the whole thing with Castlevania is like the first 4 games, the really famous ones, like 1, 2, 3, and then 4, which is a remake of 1.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of story in those at all. But after that point, it's like all the side scrollers have like little dialogue cutscenes and everything, and they really turn up the story.
Okay.
Symphony is the most famous one, obviously, but like it's one of the best ones, clearly. But like even in the same vein as the Netflix series, the Lords of Shadows games, I really fucking like because they're fucking weird. Like Trevor is Alucard in those games.
Yeah.
Because he's the son of, what the fuck was his name? Gabriel? No, what's his name?
It's a name that they never used before.
Yeah, they made a new Belmont who then finds out, oh no, he actually turns into Dracula. And then so Trevor becomes Alucard. Yeah. But yeah, no, dude, Castlevania's great. New season's great.
We have been watching some good shit.
Y'all freaked me out when y'all said Prisoners, where I was like, oh, that's fun. That'll be fun.
There were several moments during that movie where I was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
It is a rough movie.
And what's really funny is kind of like how we were like thinking of how we wanted to spend the rest of the night.
And you chose Prisoners.
We said at first, it started with, let's not watch a show. I don't want to kind of do that. I'd much rather watch a movie. Like I want to watch something that ends.
Yeah.
And BJ agreed, so did Karma, was fine with it. And so we looked at some movie, I forget what it was, and I was like, it's 2.5 hours. I do not want to watch something 2.5 hours. And then I was like, I've never seen. Let's watch, something we none of us have seen. I thought Luke's been telling us to watch Prisoners, and I know it's a good movie. I just know it's intense, and we kind of just turned it on, and from the get go, I mean, it's Denny Vanillier, who's very good at, for me,
really good. You get an hour into that movie, and then you're like, how the fuck are they gonna wrap this up in 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
And incredible. Kind of didn't like the ending only because story wise it's a great ending. Personal wise,
but you don't like how it made you feel.
No, like personally wise, I would much rather the actor I like to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was such the thing that movie, because constantly you're sitting there going like, well, now, like, there's a point in the movie where you start going, well, I have to question everything now. Like, fuck.
Yeah, that's
every
very
character,
true.
everything. You're like, I don't get it.
There's also a point where it's like Paul Dano clearly didn't do it, but at that point,
but he's also clearly connected, so it doesn't feel completely.
It doesn't feel completely wrong, but you know that you went overboard at that point.
Yeah.
But he's had Paul Dano captive for like a week, and he's giving him hot showers and shit. And he figures out that Polka Dot Man might have done it, and he's like,
the cast is all
great.
It's all superheroes.
Yeah,
all
the way
superhero
down.
universe people.
Oh no, yeah, he's been
Amanda Waller.
Yep.
Rhodey.
Yep.
Mysterio.
Yep.
Logan.
That's
Polka Dot Man.
I was literally about to say. I was like, what has Jake Gyllenhaal been? I'm like, Mysterio, right? Got it.
Yep.
Because in my head, I'm thinking, no, he's never been in the MCU. He's never been. And I'm like, oh fuck, no, right? Yeah, Mysterio.
Yeah.
I forgot
Isn't that
about that.
very weird?
Yeah, everybody in there. Well, and what's funny is some of them, came in later. Like I think Amanda Waller and Paul Dano. It's like they weren't superhero people.
Oh yeah,
yet,
Paul
I don't
Dano.
think. Well,
Riddler.
no. When did Prisoners come out? Was it 2015 or 16?
2017, I think.
Okay, so it was.
16.
So then it was after Suicide Squad. Then so then she was already in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Dog shit movie. I tried rewatching the original Suicide Squad. I could not get an hour in.
You don't like the montage when Deadshot gets his guns back and he goes ham on all the targets and then he smells the gunpowder and he's like, "Ooh, this is hot."
Well, no, he said
you don't like that.
No, he said there goes, "Y'all Jokers is crazy," and I'm like, I hate this movie so much.
kind of Suicide Squad.
I like dude. Literally within an hour, I think there was like 15 different licensed songs that had played. I was like, I'm not fucking. I can't.
Yo, a purple Lamborghini.
It's God, I fucking hate that movie. Anyway, yeah, Prisoners is great.
Then we started watching
Out of Range.
Out of Range.
Okay, I don't know what this is.
This is really dope.
Yeah,
It's like if Yellowstone was also Stargate.
really? What the fuck?
It's
Done really well.
Those are not the two connections I was
But-
expecting.
There's also some great actors. The main character, Royal, is what's his name? Thanos.
Brolin?
Yeah,
Josh
Josh
Brolin.
Brolin.
Nice.
And his son is, this is a deep pull, but I know you'll get it. The only interesting part of Iron Fist, Ward. is-
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I gotta watch it, I guess. Yeah.
It's really good.
I'm gonna be honest. Iron Fist. When I started
And
watching,
it's only
Iron
like
Fist,
an 8-episode.
was just one season. out,
No,
right?
there's
Or-
2, but the second season.
Second season is, it's kind of like Infinity Train, where each season is a different story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been. I mean, that might be what I need because I've been itching for like a sci-fi
it's-
show.
It's
like
really good. That or but I would love to start this with you. Firefly.
I've been
It's just
saying I want to see it.
It does space cowboy.
it's just space western. So
well, so like Cowboy Bebop is more space cowboy.
this is Cowboy Space.
It's really more cowboy space where it's just the vibes. I mean, it's not as cowboy space as Mandalorian is at times.
Yeah,
Where he literally
Mandalorian-
rolls up into a village that it literally could have a little
tumbleweed.
Yeah,
I miss those days of Mandalorian.
that really goes into the cowboy space, but it just definitely is set so much more of in a time where like stuff isn't really worked out, which is very Star Wars vibe. It's like everything's clunky,
Everything's dirty and
it
also
doesn't
sucks.
seem
Yeah.
so like Star Trek. We're in the super future where everything's kind of cleaner.
Yeah.
it is that like. Hey, we're still using kind of analog technology in certain areas.
Yeah,
like you still have to like
100%.
smack the screen to make it work. Like,
Yes,
this piece
very
of
much.
bucket
And-
of bolts, like ship barely works, and you're like, okay.
And the guy who he's actually in, I'm pretty sure, Suicide Squad.
Nathan Fillion.
No.
No.
Oh, yeah, well, yes.
Well, him, yes.
Nathan Fillion, but it's the blonde actor that you've seen in so many things. He's always like a side character.
Which Suicide Squad is he in? Both or Jai Courtney, the Australian, or no?
That's what I was gonna guess too.
Alan Tudyk,
Let me
who's
see his
in
face.
everything.
Yeah, it's the face for him.
Oh yeah.
And he voices a lot of stuff. Show that to Luke. He's actually become a really prevalent voice actor now.
Didn't he go to Juilliard?
Yeah.
Probably. But
He was in Transformers, right?
he's in Creature Commandos. That's who I was thinking of, not Suicide Squad.
Hey, that show
He's
also really good.
he's the guy in Tucker and Dale. He's
Yeah.
Dale.
These teenagers just keep killing themselves.
Low key, actually.
Dodgeball, Firefly,
You should watch Creature Commandos, it's really
Encanto, Big Hero 6,
was in Big Hero
iRobot,
6,
Deadpool 2, Harley Quinn, Doom Patrol. He's like super into the comic scenes, but
Good.
as
He'd make a good kite man.
Ice Age, Rogue
I mean, I wouldn't be
One,
shocked if he was the voice.
Wreck-It
of Batman,
Ralph,
probably, so.
Wish, Andor. He's literally
Just in
so
everything.
much stuff Disney, including all of their. He's in Rick and Morty. He was in the live-action Aladdin, Zootopia, Elsa,
Frozen?
Frozen.
He was
he's
Elsa?
No,
He was Elsa.
he's the Duke of Wesselton.
The Duke of
But
Wesselton.
then he also plays the Weasel in Zootopia.
Man, when Zootopia comes out and the
He's
Fox
in
and
Maze
Bunny
Runner,
are not in a relationship and
Transformers.
fucking, the internet's gonna freak out.
Dude, when Zootopia comes out and they just adapt the abortion comic.
What?
You haven't seen the Zootopia
I don't
abortion
think I've
comic?
seen the abortion comic.
Dude, it is some of the most peak art you've ever seen.
For like a borderline, like someone's fetish shit.
Yeah, basically.
I mean,
It's
to be fair, there's some really talented artists who just do porn,
Yeah.
and it's really funny. Where I'm like, man, imagine if you worked for like Disney or some shit.
Yeah, imagine if you like signed on to work on Spider-Verse or some shit.
But you know how like that was when like it was one of those things where like I'm really good at drawing things, and they just have had their artwork up on different places for so long, and like they get
Somebody
a
was
sale
like,
here or sale there,
yeah, and then someone goes, hey,
They
can,
go, yeah,
can you draw
hey,
Tracer
can you
with
draw
giant
these
titties?
furry
and he
feet?
does, and he makes like what he does in a month on one picture, and he goes, okay,
Well, this is what I do now.
this is what I do now.
I have to hide my career from everybody.
Another thing we watched that we were so stoked for last Friday, Severance season 2,
Dude, that first episode back,
was it gave me hope.
it held up.
It did.
I think it's one of the reasons why I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it, because that's been my biggest like worry with Andor, is hoping
It'll
Disney
break my
doesn't
heart.
fuck up
I will
that
probably
season.
never watch I'll never watch any piece of Star Wars here on the SideQuest podcast. I'm vowing to never watch any more Star Wars if Andor season 2 sucks.
I can agree with that. And also, if it's bad, then we will go and reenact the scene from the end of season 1 at Disney World. With
How many guards are on each
real
level?
stormtrooper people that are getting paid minimum wage to
Yeah.
be there.
I'll probably watch more Star Wars. I don't really care.
It just you can't. It's to be able to make something so good and then everything else so shit is just.
Well, that's I think the biggest problem with like I think that's been their problem since Force Awakens, is they never had a plan. They just kind of give something to somebody and say do something with it, and they never oversee them, because that's why Acolyte got the way it was. That's why I like Dave Filoni's writing. I love Clone Wars, I like Rebels, I like most of Mandalorian, but you can tell him and Jon Favreau are kind of getting in their own ass about certain things. But then also like it feels like Mandalorian didn't need to go on this long. Like I feel like a 2-season arc probably would have been good for this character, and then you could have ended it there, and then they kept it going. But but then they think that they let the Andor crew do whatever the fuck they wanted. They let the Rogue One crew do whatever they wanted, and we got peak out of that shit. So it's like, on one hand, yes, we get some really good gems like that, but then we get like Boba Fett and Mando season 3, and the Acolyte.
That's what it should be. Is Star Wars should be a label now to just slap onto sci-fi stories like that, where people are making something that they're passionate about, instead of being controlled by mandates of we gotta include fuck asses.
I think if you're gonna do a movie, like the movie should be, we're gonna plan out like, because Star Wars is all about the trilogy shit, right?
Right.
You're gonna do that, plan that out, do the thing. That's that.
But for the
then, for
shows
like
and the
for the
spin-off
spin-offs
movies.
and things like that, like. Dude, What If has been legitimately been my favorite thing of Star Wars because of the creativity. I love Andor.
Marvel?
No, sorry, the Visions.
Okay.
Season
I thought you
3
said
is
What If.
going back to just anime studios.
Yeah.
So
Which is great.
Like I even watched season 2, and like while it wasn't what the animation I wanted, I was still like, dude, this is fucking cool, because people are just going like, fuck it, I got an idea, and I like that. Fucking Secret Level was literally just a bunch of people going like, dude, wouldn't it be cool if we did this fucking Warhammer thing? Yo, what if we did this cool Dungeons and Dragons thing with Tiamat? Isn't that
Dude,
awesome? Like fucking
So Concord is like really cool.
that one, the 2 PlayStation ones clearly were, they're funding this fucking thing, so we have to do
Yeah.
something good. Which is
Isn't Concord the coolest game you ever played?
all right, guys, let's push this abortion out in the second half of the season.
I still stand by the last.
Speaking
the
of
last
abortions-
PlayStation one is
Whoa!
the worst one.
Speaking of abortions, I've been playing a lot of Witcher. And I just did the mission where you have to like revive the miscarried baby and turn it into a little flying ghost baby to lead you to find other people. That was pretty cool.
Didn't that feel a little bit like in Guts where you have
Yeah,
or Berserk where you have the
that's exactly what it felt like, especially when it was like crawling towards them at the
Yep.
beginning. I was like, this is dope.
Did you ever do the new mission they added to the next gen thing?
No.
Ooh. So you'll
I'm doing a playthrough on my Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Which I've been playing the shit out of. Stick of Truth. So good. I'm doing all the side quests because I like being in the world.
I think
I
I'm gonna.
played 7 hours of Gwent last night, so I know what you mean.
Really?
I was doing $10 bets, and I'm up to like 1,000 gold.
and you're still gonna haggle when you do.
Yeah, when I do missions,
Yeah.
I'm getting my worth.
So
No, dude, role play as The Witcher.
two
You're like,
things. I want to
money.
get back to The Witcher, but
money.
you know, for a person who lives with ADHD and knows how it affects me, one of those things being, I think of something, I'm like, this is very cool, and I'm really into this for
And for like the next week.
a week.
Yeah.
And then
Then
it's
you
not
burn
interesting
yourself
anymore.
out about it, and you're like,
Then it's
"Ah,
not interesting
yeah.
anymore. Something that hasn't burnt out yet, which is interesting, is I've mentioned this to BJ many a time, but I'll tell you, was we were talking about how it'd be fun to like write something, and we had all these different ideas, and then after watching Prisoners, I was like, it would be amazing to instead of like writing a comedy or something dumb like that, to actually like write something serious.
Yeah.
And I liked Prisoners, but I thought it'd be really fun to write like a movie or a limited series where it starts off like kind of normal, but some weird stuff is happening, and then it turned into like crazy. And I was thinking, what, you know, we can't do vampires because that's what Midnight Mass is. We can't do spoilers. We can't do zombies because that's
dude.
overdone.
I mean, the title card on Netflix now is just a picture of the vampire, so it's not that bad.
Yeah. And
They
I
were
was
like,
thinking,
y'all wait,
though,
it's been a week. We
now that
shit
I've
up.
had a little bit of practice and a lot of time to marinate, it would be really fun to do some sort of like Cthulhu mythos into a, you know, small town shit.
My thing is, if we do that, one of the things about like any of these eldritch horror things is it becomes way less terrifying when you show the creature. Like it.
Well, that's why you bathe everything in darkness. That's the best part about Midnight Mass.
Well, but that's the thing is, like, for me, like, one of like,
Why do you think you've never known what's haunting you?
yeah, like that's
You've only seen
like
one creature, and that was the dog. You didn't see the thing in the water, and you haven't.
we
seen
just assumed
anything
it was an anglerfish.
Yeah,
That's
and
what-
then I have more dreams to give you, but we'll get there.
but that's the best part is like the whole point of Cthulhu is like you see him, you go crazy. Like it's the end. Your brain
It's all
cannot
about sanity, yeah.
Like your brain can't fathom what you're looking at, so it just breaks. Like that to me is way more terrifying than when you read a book and they go, "Let me explain in gruesome detail of this monster." I'm like, well, now I'm not really terrified of it because I now know what it looks like and I can just go, it's a weird squid thing. Versus like I feel like, especially in like a written medium, could you imagine you're reading a book and it's like the person's looking at the monster and the words start getting more spaced out, and then it starts just becoming one word. Like you use the medium for what it is, and then you turn the page,
Well,
and it's just
thing,
straight black, a
better
black page
thing
with
to
white
do
words.
in Cthulhu myth or Eldritch mythos is instead of focusing on like trying to describe a monster, you focus on how it makes the human mind or person feel. So you can show somebody just freaking the fuck out, and you're like, oh fuck, this really affected them, but you still don't know what they experience because it's like indescribable.
Well, like it's like the thing like in the Bible where like an angel goes, "Hey, I'm about to show my true form. Turn your fucking eyes away." Yeah. And they're like, "Okay, cool." And then they show their true form. They go, "A flash of light and fire I could see from my peripherals."
The
But I was like,
shepherds were shitting their
we were like,
pants.
oh my gosh. And then it's like, okay, you can turn around now. They turn around. The whole earth has been like scorched where they were standing. But it's a guy again just being like, all right, so anyway. And then you're like, what the fuck just happened? Like that to me is what an eldritch horror should be, is like, you cannot look at it.
Yeah.
If you do, it's done. It's over. Like, yeah, like I don't know if y'all watched the movie Smile ever. Like the first one.
I haven't, but I need to.
Really good, at least again to me, up until I saw like the thing of the thing. And I was like, I don't. Okay, like granted, it's still creepy, but I definitely wasn't as terrified anymore. When there's a
That's
now
why I like
physical manifestation of
Destiny. Sorry.
Ethan. But
my God.
that's why I like It Follows so much, is because there's never a true form to
Yeah.
this thing.
It Follows terrifies me
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what the fuck it is. Like I love that shit because that's to me what makes it terrifying. Versus like it, when it's like, oh, it's a clown, but you know, like that's what the form he's using to scare these kids. It's like, no, it's a big spider. I'm like,
Yeah, effectively not as scary
Yeah.
as the clown.
like genuinely not as scary. Like I don't know, like it is goofy now in retrospect. I remember being in the theater and seeing I almost said Charlie Wise, Pennywise doing that dance, but his head just remained still the whole time. I legitimately was like, that's not normal. I don't like that. Don't do
Dude,
that.
I will say the scariest thing in it to me was when the guy is in the temple and he sees the painting of the woman.
Oh, the painting is horrifying.
That's the scare. Nothing else scares me in the movie, really. The painting. Nope. Did not. I got nope. Do not like that at all.
Anytime in the new ones, especially anytime where they do like stuff like behind you, like when what's his face like reading the book, and then the librarian just turns to him.
Yeah.
And it's shit like that where you just see in the background like that librarian, and it gets a little closer, and it's just like, I'm like, I don't like that. Or like when you see in the second one where Beverly goes to visit whatever the fucking old lady, you see her crawl with like gangly limbs or whatever.
Yeah, I hate it when they do that shit.
Yeah, like that.
That's
shit.
like the scene where the lady is the dog at the end of that show with the guys from This Is the End and Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, the fucking that
Where the guy's the dog at the end.
The dish thing. They're going to the. It's what? Not is it Simon Pegg? Yeah. Or is he? No, Pegg is the other guy, is his boss, right? And it's the other dude, and then that. Yeah. That I wish that would have gotten more seasons. I actually liked that.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it just goes to show limited series is the way to go.
Yeah. Quit while you're ahead. Write something new.
Honestly, yeah. If
get to the end with the thing you did, and then don't prolong it for,
and then make another thing.
Yeah.
Write the story you envision. If that's 2 seasons, 5 seasons, that's one movie, a book, whatever. Write what you envisioned.
There's times where a second season can make sense.
Well, like if you're
for sure,
if your story is supposed to be told over like years and years of time, cool. A new season can be a new year. You could do time skip,
or if
whatever.
it's enough people and a broad enough scale, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like there's
where
enough.
There's enough things happening at one time.
Yeah, but they don't want to show us that shit. They're like, hey, here's a show about a guy that was really tall one time. All that other stuff you want to see, we're not making it. Shut the fuck up. He's never even gonna finish the books. What do you care?
The pizza's getting here.
It's gonna be amazing.
And it's gonna be amazing.
And then meanwhile, Brandon Sanderson has just put out a fucking book this fucking thick to finish out the Stormlight arc, or at least book 5 of that series.
I'm starting to believe that theory that he's just nervous because everybody hated the show, and that was exactly what he was gonna write.
Game of Thrones.
The end of Game of Thrones.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Branderson. I was like, people liked Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time is Robert. Something else. I forget his name. Johnson. He
Downey
finished
Jr.
Oh, he finished it. Okay.
He did the last 2 books, I believe.
Because he died?
Yeah, because Robert died before he could finish it, and then Sanderson.
We think he died.
Oh, is there a theory now? I don't know. Sanderson.
In the comments.
No. Well, that's the thing. I still stand firm in that George R. R. Martin didn't tell them the details, just like bullet points of, Jon comes back, Daenerys will turn evil. This is how the Night King comes in. All this stuff. Like he tells them the bullet points of what he's gonna write, but he was still like, "Well, I'm gonna write it my way," type shit. And then he saw how people didn't like a lot of the shit, like you were saying, and he's like, "Well, now I have to change it all." But then he's like, "But I don't want to change it because it's my vision." But then like, yeah, I think you're right because it's the only difference is that like if you read some of the excerpts that he's put out or that have like leaked or whatever, like Sansa is clearly not gonna go to Ramsay. Obviously the entire like storyline of what's Pedro Pascal, where did he come from, what's the place called?
Dorne.
That whole section is a whole new thing where like someone claiming to be Aegon Targaryen is back doing his thing. And so you're like, okay, shit, we've got like way more stuff to deal with, but like I don't know, I feel like he could, I mean, it's gonna be different regardless, even if like, okay, yes, Daenerys is gonna go evil and Jon kills her and whatever, and who knows, maybe he wanted to put Bran on the throne still. Spoilers. But like,
not me.
I still think it should be Jon. Full stop. He was the prince who was promised. He's the only one who doesn't fucking want it. And like, I feel like he'd be the best ruler that they have.
Especially with Davos at his side.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
The dream team.
I hope
Davos,
book Davos is as good as show Davos, because show Davos.
I mean, yeah.
You couldn't ask for a better person.
Pretty much up until
And the fact that which Baratheon? What was his name? Stannis just fucked him over continually and never listened to him.
But in the books, apparently Stannis is everybody's favorite character.
He's a goat because Stannis. If I remember right, the plan is Stannis has taken
after he burns his daughter.
Stannis took Winterfell from the Boltons, and so there's the war going on in Winter in the north because Stannis is taking over Winterfell and is promising to give it back to the Starks, I think, is the plan. But Jon's dead, so who knows? And at the moment, there's only one Stark alive, and that's Arya, who is claimed to be kidnapped by the Boltons and married off to Ramsay.
But it's a...
Oh, sorry, that's not Arya. That would be...
That's Arya.
Sansa.
No, Sansa doesn't go to Ramsay in the books.
Oh.
She stays with...
so she doesn't do the whole faceless men thing?
Sansa doesn't go to Ramsay. Arya still does that shit. She's still the assassin.
And then she goes to Ramsay?
No. It's not.
They haven't gotten that far.
They haven't, but the ruling theory is that it's not actually Arya because Arya is somewhere else. They're claiming it's Arya. I think the rumor is it's just one of like Sansa's handmaidens from back in the castle. Just go, I don't know, fuck it. She can be somebody. But Sansa's with Littlefinger. And that's where they're doing.
Ew.
And
So, Witcher. I really want to get back into it.
Okay.
This is really
I want to ask, so you finished the Spider-Man DLC. All in all, how do you like it? Decent.
The main story is like perfect.
Yep.
The stuff with Felicia is perfect. Mm-hmm. But at the end of playing all the DLCs, I felt like it overstayed its welcome.
Yeah. I like Silver Sable as like a character. I didn't like Tombstone. I'll be honest.
I didn't like Tombstone at all.
I feel like, I don't know, I would have preferred like Rhino or like somebody else.
Yeah, one of the bigger villains. Do anything else.
Yeah. Do X Games Goblin.
Yeah, do X Games
Yeah, honestly.
No, but they can't because he's Venom.
Yeah.
Really?
Harry has the symbiote in Spider-Man, yeah.
That's pretty comic accurate, though.
No.
Really?
Harry's
never had
I don't remember Harry ever having
Agent is Brock, right?
That's Flash.
Flash, you're right. Flash goes Agent, right.
Oh.
Flash Thompson. Yeah. Harry, in this universe...
Who's played by Joel... in Tobey Maguire is played by...
Joel Kinnaman?
No, isn't it Joe, the guy who's big into D&D?
Oh, Joe Manganiello?
Yeah, isn't it
Manganiello?
Yeah, isn't it him?
I think.
That plays Flash?
Maybe.
And Tobey Maguire?
In Tobey Maguire, it's Topher Grace.
No, Topher Grace is Eddie Brock.
Oh, we were talking about
Flash
Venom.
Thompson is the bully. Yeah.
Right.
The bully. I'm pretty sure it's Joe.
It probably, yeah. But so you finish that and you're like, all right, Witcher 3 time.
Yeah.
So have you really known much about Witcher
Did you like
before?
the little intro that they do?
I mean, I've loved the intro the whole time. I've started this game like 7 or 8 times.
I also do love that when you're like loading from a start screen, how it tells you the little story.
Yeah, it does the Sonic Adventure 2 thing where like, hey, I'm Sonic the Witcher.
So up to this point,
Gotta hunt.
what do you know about The Witcher? Like story-wise, besides that, obviously Geralt and Yennefer are a thing.
And
I mean,
Triss.
Yeah, I know Triss kind of is in there somewhere.
Triss is in there because the devs were like, well, he lost his memories and we don't know if Triss is alive right now. And then she comes back anyway.
I started the game and as soon as it spits me out next to the Berserk-esque tree, it's like, oh, here's a quest, go visit Triss at her house. And it's like, she just lives somewhere that I could just go and I've seen her the whole time. It's a little weird that hasn't been, part of the opening bit.
Well, at the end of Witcher 2, I don't know if I want to spoil it too much because I think you guys should play it, but like, it's one of the things where they kind of had to retcon your decision because technically, by the end of Witcher 2, Triss can either be like the coolest person in the world or like hunted down because fuck mages, mages, and then Witcher 3 kind of starts with could both be true, I guess.
So what I knew going into this, I've seen season 1 and 2 of the Netflix show. So I have the foundation of the relationship between most of the characters. And I've seen Ciri's impetus and starting her training and everything. And then in this game, it really, you can just watch those 2 seasons and then understand everything that's going on. Because it's like, oh, Ciri's been gone for a while. We're still doing Witcher stuff, and Yennefer's been gone for a while too, and she just wants to talk to you.
But I love all the stuff you get with if you do when you do the tutorial section with Ciri at Kaer Morhen. Really great.
Yeah, love that scene.
It's such a really good here's how to
you get backstory and like a little bit of the intro to the game. I
love the character intro dynamics there too. of like Vesemir just being the dad of the whole crew.
Being Uncle Vesemir.
Yeah, and then like you have the thing where it's like, oh, she just wants to go out and train. Fuck books, but then she's like, actually, she's really smart. She read it anyway.
Fuck books. Books are for pussies.
Yeah,
But I like in the very first thing is though you were like you're waking up from a dream that you had where Yennefer was there.
and it's like Yennefer was never there.
Yeah, oh, so sad. But it's really, I think, because you had like texted all of us, and I was asleep, but then woke up to see all the texts about it. But it's really weird in a game that's open world where you have to
populate it with enemies.
you have to populate it with
When in
enemies.
the lore, there's like no monsters left.
They're like basically like there's maybe a couple drowners. Probably
no,
like,
dude. There's
a
8
griffin.
billion drowners
Yeah.
every 2 steps.
No, yeah, it's really funny because like I remember like
I'm like, what the fuck are these people doing?
Yeah.
well, dude, even in Witcher 2, they do a good job of that where it's like the only monsters you are gonna see is you go to like a nest. That's it. Like they're gonna be around in the wilderness, sure, but like that's that. Whereas most of the game, unless you like go do the hunts, you're not really gonna see them. You're fighting.
To be
people.
fair, I also don't dislike it, even though I, care about the lore, because I'm always like, give me those mutagens.
Dude, my favorite part of the game is doing the hunts.
Yeah.
Like reading up on a thing and being like, oh, if I can find this flower, then I can craft an oil that'll make me kill his ass in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So-
And then it'll tell you what like signs it's weak to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually either Igni or then the one on the ground, and that's for spectral.
those are really good against the ghosts.
yeah, really good against the ghosts.
I love doing those hunts, and like I told you, just keep reading signboards always. 'Cause
Yeah,
that
I mean,
is-
pretty much when I enter an area that I don't have any like fast travel points to yet, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go to where these boards are, and I know that'll lead me to everything else in the town.
Yeah.
But
I mean, what's nice too is that you'll also have just like question marks on the map, and you'll be like,
hey, there's a thing over here.
Yeah, there's
Maybe
a
you want to go
quest.
check it out.
yeah,
It's CDPR does open worlds really fun for me because both this and Cyberpunk have that thing where it's like, yeah, you could fast travel and do shit, whatever, go nuts, I guess, or kind of just exist in this world.
yeah, like
ride your horse around.
In Cyberpunk, you
Yeah.
can just be like driving, and then you'll see the police having a shootout with a gang, and you'll be like, I got this.
You just like fucking
Officers,
Stand down, officers.
stand down. I got this. It's under control.
You literally just you drive in, do the Akira slide, jump off the bike, hit the Sandevistan from the air, and just fucking murk them.
You
And then
land
you
on
turn
the
around to
bike
the
at
cops.
Teen Wolf and just drive off.
And you turn back to the cops, pulling that Spider-Man thing, like I just did 80% of your job for you. Like just walk away.
Yep.
It's great.
Yeah.
And then like Witcher 3 is constant. Like people are walking around like everybody's speaking to each other. There's stuff going on. Like what's the town with the huge brothel?
The nice one. It's the
Like
huge one in the nice town where it's like in the upper.
There's like the 2 steps to walk up. It's like it looks all extravagant. The brothel itself looks extravagant.
Yeah, the nice one.
But and there's whores walking around the street constantly. It's like
There's nice ones. Yeah.
the even that town being the nice town, streets covered in shit, gross shit. People are walking around like whores are walking around barefoot, just like trying to be like, oh hi, and like people are trying to sell their wares, walking around. And you're like, dude, this place sucks.
Well, I was
love it.
explaining to BJ last night how like in the books, because of how like since there's no monsters, people now think that witchers are like of no use, and because they came from the same dark magic
They're
that the monsters, that it's the people then do the thing where it's like, well, maybe you create the monsters and you're just trying to extort us. And so because you come from the same bad place as the monsters, you're bad too, and you just want money to take care of these monsters whenever a monster comes to town. And so yeah, it's just like there. And then because of that, then then they started they killed all the elves off because human is right. and then all the dwarves and elves and succubi and
anyone not human is basically second-class citizens.
yeah, and now they
Yeah.
work in like the illegal underbelly, and because of that, then people start to think of them even lower because that's the only jobs that they can get, and it's just this whole dark cycle. And that's why I really like in 3, because I actually know it's a little bit different in the first game and the second game, where there's a lot of choices in this one that's all about like protecting those kind of people and even monsters. Like you be like, this monster's not hurting anybody, just let it live. If I can get it away and put it in a den and give it like
like food or
or just if I can get it away from this town, like, is that okay? And they're like, as long as you get rid of it. And some people are like, no, you have to kill it. And you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to take the money, but I'm going to get rid of it for you. And so it gives you so many choices of like helping out the monsters and the like, what am the kind of people like
Witcher
non-humans out.
Witcher 2 does this in a bigger way where like I feel like they still do it in like the little quests like that, because there's a quest where there's a troll who's just drunk as shit because somebody killed his wife and hung the trophy in his house, and your job is to go, okay, well, fuck, I can either just kill the troll, get the money, or try to figure like give this troll closure. And like as like canonically Geralt would do that. He would be like, hey, look, what's the problem? Go through that, because it's like that thing, and then he would fix it. And then in Witcher 2 they have two varying paths through the game where Act 2 and 3 are completely different, and it's you either go with Iorveth, who's an elf, and the Scoia'tael units, which are all like non-humans and whatever else fighting back, or you go with Roche, who is a human.
That's
whatever.
the one that
Who's
everyone says go with Roche because it makes like.
Well, they say go with Roche first because that's the more like lore heavy one of like the what is it, like the kings and everything else like that.
I never do.
then,
I'm like, fuck Roche, because when you see him again, he's like, what's up, you bastard? And I'm like, fuck you.
Well, did you pick because in the. That's actually what I want to say. What did you pick in
He didn't even get the opportunity.
You didn't
give me the
import.
chance.
Well, when you start the new game, it should have given you an option to say simulate, because it's either transfer or simulate a save. And if you hit yes, it'll let you simulate it. If no, you just get the canon Witcher 3.
I
Misinput,
thought
misclick.
I thought simulate meant it'll come up with answers for me.
No, simulate is you have to pick the answers.
Well, that's gay.
Yeah. So of those, one of them is, did you join Roche or Iorveth? Which Iorveth doesn't show up in Witcher 3 anyway,
No.
despite the fact that he was supposed to. But if you join Roche, he will be like, Geralt, my good buddy.
Yeah.
What's up? Versus if you pick Iorveth, he's like, you bitch.
Yeah, and
like we were supposed to work together.
And then it's just then they move past and you're like, well, and then he'll make like snide comments like in the sewers that you're traveling with. It's like, man, and you're like,
that's the thing is if you picked Roche, because in that like Roche's quest is more about the kingdoms of Temeria and like.
Yeah, but
all
he's
the
an
stuff.
asshole.
Oh, he's 100%. Well,
he's an awful person.
In Witcher 2, he's a lot more works with you better.
In 3, his true colors come out.
Well, it's also because he got fucking fired and like basically thrown to the wayside, regardless of your decisions.
And now he's just like a smuggler.
He's kind of bitter about it too.
Well,
whereas the rest of his team, like Vess and the other people, are like, "Yo, Geralt, what's up?" Especially if you have the tattoo.
One of the quest lines that I really liked, because it was one of those things where it's like you do the quest and then later, like the whatever choice you made like shows up later in the game, was when you have to hunt this. It's a person that can shape change. And you're like hunting them down, and then you realize that it's like a shape changer, so you're hunting them down, and then at the end you just let them go, and then they show back up, and I was like, oh yes, I saved you and I let you live, and now you coming to help me.
There's a really good section of videos where it goes through the base game, Heart of Stone and Blood and Wine, which is like, what would Geralt actually do? And it's a lot of the choices where it's like, because some choices are in the game are just like yes or no, but it's gonna happen anyway because it's outside of your control type shit. But then there's a lot where it's like, no, what would Geralt do in this situation based on books and whatever else? And that changeling one is like, he'd let him go. Like he didn't really do anything except just like, try to like kind of survive.
He was messing around with some stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think he was like stealing something.
He was stealing to like either feed himself or something. Like he was like, I can't afford shit, and you're like, go, get out, like just try not to get caught here.
I'm not a cop.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not the fucking guard. Like I'm not a narc. But
one of my favorite hunts so far, it was this werewolf one, where you go to this guy's house and he's like, hey, yeah, my wife's been missing for like a week. Her sister like isn't helping me look, so I just need to hire a guy. She went off into the woods or something, and something I think ate her. So Geralt's like, all right, I'll fucking handle this shit. So you go and you start searching the woods, and then the sister like comes and finds you, and she's like, hey, I'll pay you like your rate just to tell him that like she died out here, just to give him some closure. And I was like, that's a little suspicious. I'm gonna keep investigating. So I did that. I find this like hunter shack in the woods, go underneath there, and there's like a lair, and it turns out that the guy, the husband, was the werewolf, and the sister brought his wife out to the woods to show her his change, and then he lost control and killed her, which is obviously going to happen,
Yeah.
but that's why he's secluding himself in this cave. And I fought him, and then she comes in and she's like, no, I love him. I just killed my sister because I love him. And then I was like, oh, I'm not touching this at all. You handle this, I'm gonna leave.
What's really cool,
I love that they're just like,
with
I'm
as
out.
much
Not my
as you
fight.
get railroaded in every single video game, doesn't matter how open world and how.
No, there's a lot of choice here.
But in this one, you can do something where like you'll say like you'll accept there'll be ones where it's like, oh, you can either in the beginning of a quest you can either like take a quest from somebody or another person, and you're figuring out like who to help, and then like midway through, you go through it and you learn more stuff, and then at the end you can still like you can have dialogue options where you like reveal stuff and it changes. So it's not even like a linear like, oh, you pick this in the beginning, you're stuck with that. It's like, oh no, you're gonna say this, and you're like, oh,
you can
fuck.
change your mind later.
Yes.
Like you can accept a job, accept payment, figure shit out, and go, actually no, fuck that.
Yeah.
Go to the guy and go, so yeah, your wife is smuggling drugs, and he's
Yeah.
like, well, she would never. Be like, bitch, your signature. I'll pay you way more if you leave this alone. Be like, bitch, shut the no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice how like you just don't get forced into certain decisions, especially on like, again, like a lot of times it'll be like side quests or other stuff where like I did this one. It's the one in the beginning where the priest asks you to burn the pyres.
oh yeah, fuck those guys. I killed them.
Yeah,
Right when I
100%.
got
But
back.
at the beginning, though, you like accept the help, and then you learn that they were just trying to cover up for murder, and then you can go back to him and be like, "All right, you just tried to have me cover up your murders."
Yeah, I'll take some coin off your dead body. but
Yeah,
I'm not-
and so I love that it can like quests can change like that,
Yeah,
and
there's-
how you then have the option of changing dialogue based off of what your character has seen.
I also really love running into the Siri stories.
Yeah.
Those are really fun.
Yeah,
Bro, wait, so you've you played as her, I guess, yes, now yet? Or-
Twice.
Dude, okay.
do you do the one where she's on the hunt for the?
For the King of Wolves, the werewolf.
No, it's
The Bloody Baron thing? No.
Bloody Bear. and-
That one's the horse race.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the Butcher of Blaviken one where it's the one where he has where it's at the keep that's surrounded by the moat. Have you gotten that? You know what
I
I'm talking about? That's a great.
great one.
That might be one of my favorite lesser quest lines. Is you go to this guy and he's like, my wife was died and there's this thing haunting us, and you go and investigate it, and you're like, I mean, I won't give too much, but you turn out and it's something that he's not telling you.
That's how it always goes in this fucking game, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, my water at the well is haunted. I need you to go take care of that. And then you go over there and you
And
uncover
the burned village.
Yes.
Yes.
You uncover this whole story of this woman that was like about to get married, and like she can't move on because she can't find her bracelet. You have to burn her body.
Again, like each
So
of these
much.
are so good little stories that you're getting.
And that's from a piece of paper that I picked up on a board.
Yeah,
That-
100%.
the thing too, and you'll be able to tell this, but like that was one of my things. Like I love Cyberpunk's story, but the amount of like choice and consequence is way less
I agree.
until you get to Phantom Liberty. And then what you're seeing in Witcher 3 is what people are missing in base Cyberpunk, where Phantom Liberty goes, nah, fuck that. We can bring that shit back. There's
Yeah.
so much in Phantom Liberty where
There's
it's
so
like,
many points where you can change your
well,
mind.
there's also like such fun quest lines for like things that
don't really matter, but
like you get quest lines for like to be fair, I think there's like 6 quests just for what are they called, blacksmiths. There's like 6, just like all of them are like, one of them you go to this town and his whole house is burned down.
I did that one.
Okay, that's
the
the
dwarf.
first one. There's another one at the keep with the moat where he's like, hey, this guy and this woman behind him she's like making all the armor, and the guy who's running it, he's like,
I started that one too.
I make the best shit, and she's like, I make the best
I
shit.
pounded that dude's ass in Gwent all night.
And so
can I make it a can I?
so wait, so you have gotten to the part where it's the keep with the moat.
The
around.
Red Baron?
Yeah, the Red Baron.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you started the quest line with him?
Yeah, it's a long fucking quest.
Okay, that's
Great fucking quest.
That's the one where he
legitimately some of my
really
favorite,
good.
Yeah, some of my favorite in that entire like storyline. Where I was like, hell yeah. Well,
because that one also has like cutscenes.
Well, isn't that quest line also like?
It's main story.
It starts as, oh, this guy saw Siri, go ask him about it, and then like 15 other missions later.
Isn't that one also like kind of a rewrite of the first story in Last Wish with the?
So it's actually the Butcher of Blaviken story, where everyone says that like in the show they're like, oh, you're the Butcher of Blaviken, and they're like, no, that's actually not. The Butcher of Blaviken is. Anyways, they like get stuff wrong, but they're like using the same words, but it's wrong. The Butcher of Blaviken story is that story, so you get that quest line.
Which one was a? Oh no, that was
because it's called the Bloody Baron or the Red.
Well, because I know the remember we were watching the Witcher CGI trailers, and you were like, "That's the one from The Witcher 3," despite it being a Witcher 1 trailer, because it was just the Striga thing again, where he's like he fights the thing and the sun comes up and it's a girl again. They redo that in Witcher 3 as well. Is that the Baron?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
but it's not a Striga. It's
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's not. It's way more fucked up.
It really is.
Now that you remember now?
Yeah.
It's so fucked up.
That quest is early in the game where like I probably was like hour.
It's
10,
so fucked up.
When I'm like later in the game, like hour like 70, I'm like, yeah, the Baron quest is cool. And Siri was like, and you're just kind of like misremembering things throughout the game because like I remember when I got. Well, no, I can't say that. I can't spoil that. Oops.
Also, here's another thing. As more as you get into it,
have you met?
The more you will think how dumb it is to hypersexualize the relationship that you have with Dandelion. That there's none of that in Witcher 3.
No.
None of that. It is this relationship of this guy's dumb, I'm going to take care of him, but he's also not as dumb in the games as he is
Or in the books.
As he is in the show.
Yeah, he's really fucking dumb.
He's just a giant himbo in the show.
No,
Whereas,
like technically he is like he's a
flamboyant.
songwriter. Yeah, he's flamboyant.
But, like,
he's also like loves to fuck. There's multiple times like where literally you're in a place and Dandelion's like there and you see each other and he's like, please help me, I have to get out of this woman's house. Her husband's home, and you're like,
one of my favorite things in Witcher 2 is when you meet Dandelion, he's straight up like, oh yeah, he's Roche's informant who's feeding him information. I'm like, fucking him? And then you're like, oh yeah, he's actually not incompetent, he's just horny all the time.
I think in the books, in the audiobooks they say Dandelion.
They say Dandelion in the games.
Yeah,
which is why, where I just go, I'm gonna say Dandelion because I think more people say.
I've listened to so much. All of it in lore has been
Dandelion.
Well, in the Harry Potter audiobooks, they call him Voldemort.
Oh yeah, they don't say a T.
But that makes sense because it's French.
Yeah, but it's gay.
Well, it's
Which
French.
is French. I said what I said.
It's gay and it smells like piss.
Is he gay or European? Figure it out.
Both. He's M.
He's M.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
But that's what I'm saying. I was mad about
the
show, like corrupting that relationship.
Yeah.
Like to have the show like have Dandelion being butthurt that Geralt doesn't want to be with him is like
that part's stupid. My thing is
so dumb.
Dandelion being bi doesn't bother me because because you can be a man whore and just still be a man whore. It's like it's him liking Geralt bothers me,
and him being butthurt that Geralt doesn't like him back is childish.
Yeah, it's so, and like that's the reason he likes.
Even though Dandelion fucks, canonically he fucks.
He fucks.
Oh, he fucks.
Boy, does he fuck.
Yeah, like he's like because he writes all of his songs about The Witcher, which is true.
But then
and
he also
he's
writes,
like really well known. Everyone's like, you write really good. And women are like,
he has a good singing voice. He's good with his fingers when he plays the little lute or whatever. And women are just like, I want him in my bed now.
He just met, or he just maybe not just, but last time we talked, it was you had met Kira Metz.
Yeah. That
best side chick of all.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
which is really funny.
So far, I haven't even met Triss.
Which is really funny,
babe.
Well, that's the thing. Me and Matt have had the same thing. Where like first time we played Witcher 3, we thought with our penis and was like Triss.
We could
redhead with titties all day.
Yeah.
And then you play the game.
If I'm thinking with my penis, I'm going with Yennefer.
Well, this thing, and then I got into the Witcher more.
But here's how it fucks with the male brain is you have interactions that become sexy, or you have more interaction with Triss earlier on.
Yeah.
So then she's
kinda
the
make
first
that
thing you
decision,
see, and
yeah.
you're like, target locked.
Yeah, your brain just goes, oh, fucking
target like that one. I like it.
I don't know, 'cause
when you
that
play-
DV
there's a lot of that with the Kira mission, the first one.
Oh yeah,
I'm
they
just
all
like-
get those deep V's.
And I'm like, I just have to stay strong. There's like, they turned her titty jiggle physics up to like 50,000.
I
can,
told him, I was like, at the very end, you like go to this wedding, and after it, you go into a cave, and then you just bang.
Which is really funny because Kira is like best friends with Yennefer.
Yeah.
Like and it's really funny in the long run.
Oh, because like I would say like halfway through, it's like for me it was the first bang
yeah.
of the game.
Oh no, yeah. I think Kira Metz was the first one. Yeah.
And but then at the end game where you start getting all these people that you've interacted not only from this game
But previous games.
and
you're like,
and then you see Kira there next to Trish, and you're like,
there is a moment. No, dude. What makes it way funnier? There's a moment where oh fuck, what's the she's in Witcher 2. The one with the blindfold. What's her name? Fuck her. She's another mage. There's literally a point where she brings up, because she's more into women than anything, she's like, it's really funny that I'm the only one in this room who hasn't fucked Geralt. And it's Yennefer, Triss, Kira Metz, and like one other bitch. And Geralt just kind of, I think the option you have is like walk out or just stay silent. There's no defending yourself in that scenario.
I was also telling Matt, I was like, it's pretty funny that they're called the Witchers because they kill everything except witches. And to witches, they do the opposite of killing.
They murdered that pussy.
Yeah.
that's right.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Have you met Tywin Lannister yet?
No.
It's the Emperor.
Series dad?
Yeah.
At the beginning?
Yeah, at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Tywin Lannister.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Charles Dance.
The voice actor.
Yeah,
Oh.
they got him to voice it, which is really cool.
Very cool.
I didn't notice until I think it was like after we had we started rewatching Game of Thrones. I had booted up Witcher 3 and I was like, why do you sound so familiar? I just looked it up. I was like,
There's
oh,
not
shit,
enough
yeah.
voice lines in the beginning for me to notice. You get a lot of it later. Of lots of heavy conversations.
Well, heavy
that
conversations
matter.
where he gets like heated, and like when he starts getting like very serious and kind of like argumentative, I'm like, that's the Lannister.
I'd be able to tell if that was the
Yeah.
case.
He's very soft spoken in the beginning.
One of my favorite places though is once they open up the Skellig or the Skellig Islands.
That quest line is actually really fun. With,
Very fun, and
with Cirrus, that's her name, the redhead bitch.
I forget.
No, is that Skellige or am I thinking of the wrong place?
I think you're thinking of the wrong. You don't meet a woman in Skellige. You meet the druid.
Yeah.
You meet the druid in Skellige.
Which is it? It's not Skellige. Which is the one where you have to pick who rules?
Oh yes, you are right. That is Skellige.
It's the redhead.
It's the brother or the sister.
Yeah, it is. Cirrus is her name, I think. Yeah.
I forget. You don't bang her.
No. Apparently, if you read into some shit, her and Ciri used to be friends back in the day before. I think because it was Ciri ran with a certain group in the books, and I think Ciri.
Yeah, Skellige is very story heavy.
Yeah.
Obviously there was a bunch of side quests there.
I fucked with Skellige.
But Skellige is we're only introducing this because you've probably done at this point. You've probably done a lot of stuff, everything else. So we're doing this here so we can give you new content. But the rest of the story is going to take place here, and then only towards the last seventh of it is the story come back to.
I can't wait for you to do Blood and Wine because one of your biggest complaints why this place sucks, everything here sucks, and then you go to Tucson and you're like, yeah, fuck all that shit, I'm staying the fuck here.
Yeah, Blood and Wines are really good. What's the other?
Heart of Stone. Heart of Stone is still my favorite. I think quest.
Isn't that the one you're supposed to do before Blood and Wine?
Yeah, Blood and Wine is supposed to be in game, because I think Blood and Wine starts after a time skip.
And I guess technically I can just stop Blood and Wine whenever I want, and just go back to. Yes. You can transfer in between.
Yeah.
The DLC and the normal world anytime you want.
So, because I'm pretty sure I forget which quest it is, but there is a point in Blood and Wine where there is a time skip, because Blood and Wine canonically happens after the main game. So I'm pretty sure, but I think you still can just jump towards it anyway. But
I've already got
it opens
in my
at
quest
33.
List.
Yeah,
level 33 is when it says you
is you're now strong enough to do it.
Yeah.
I will say,
even though I got my shit rocked at 33. I like immediately because I didn't know it
was max at that point 40 or was it 50? Because I know they usually raise level.
I think
caps
when I
with,
played it was 50.
Okay.
40 was like base game.
Okay, yeah, because I know Heart of Stone, I think it's like 25. I think is when they want you to play that one. Which that one I would just say do that one whenever you just feel like you want to start a new quest line. But Blood and Wine, if you
that one introduces a bitch that you can fuck.
Yeah, a returning bitch you can fuck from Witcher 1.
Isn't that the one where you fuck in like
The boat?
the white zone?
What?
I always fuck in the white zone.
What do you mean? No.
Remember how it turns like all white and it's just you and her? They're like,
yeah.
Yes! I'm not wrong.
I thought no. Okay, I was thinking of Heart of Stone because that's where Shani comes in. No. Yeah, you're talking about the bitch. Yep.
Yeah. Literally, it's you and her, and it's just like
you're
not like it's
like mist
it's
and
white.
white.
It's just white.
You're literally like both like this. She's just kind of like holding you like this, and she's like whispering in her ear. And Geralt's like going through it. He's like, because the white shit around him is like what Geralt's seeing or like feeling. He's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're just in like whiteness, like this nothingness there, and it's just you and her, and you're banging. And you're banging in the white.
Yeah, you're banging in the white zone, dude.
Yeah, I'm not wrong.
No. Well, when you said you're banging in the white zone, I'm like,
what do you mean?
In my head, I'm like, you and Shawnee banging a boat. What? I'm like, no, the other bitch. Got it.
Yeah, that's the white zone.
I will say some of these quest lines are fucking ridiculous though, because it's like I'll go find a man to ask him a simple question, and then 15 missions later that are connected to this one thing. I'm picking up his groceries. He still won't answer my fucking question. I've met 3 other people on this quest line that want me to do their shit. That's gonna lead to 6 other people each. It's a lot.
See, I was into that because that was just me being able to just run around and do shit and not have to progress the story.
With certain things, I like it. Like the stuff with Kira, I like that so far. But the stuff with the Baron, where it's like, no, you have to like find my daughter and go and get her and like give her this doll, and then maybe I'll answer your question. It's like, I've done so fucking much for you. You beat your wife.
I know.
I saved all your horses.
Say that, but it's really one of my favorite quests.
Yeah. No, the Baron quest line, because there are moments where you're like, because even I was playing that quest line, I was like, dude, fucking just tell me where Ciri went. God dang it.
And then it gets real.
Yeah.
And because
then I got invested.
Because it's like story, so you get like good cutscenes.
I got like heavily invested in the Baron
You get
story,
really good
like,
cutscenes and all sorts of stuff, and you're like, all right, this is really, I'm really into this. This is tugging at like everything that I like about good writing and like.
I mean, when I'm in it, I'm really enjoying it. But then I'll go to my quest list and I'll see the 19 bullet points that I've done, and I'm like, when is this ending?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I will say this: it's what I love about Witcher 3 is while there is an urgency to, we gotta find Ciri. It's never an urgency that takes you out of. Well, yeah, of course, Geralt's gonna do stuff to get info. Whereas, like,
also, how good is the writing? Not writing.
The dialogue.
The horse riding.
Oh, riding. Yeah.
Where it'll just follow on the trail for you.
Yeah, that's great.
Is one of the most what is it called? Ease of life or
quality of life.
Quality of life parts of that game that I absolutely adore.
Yeah, after my little Gwent winnings, I bought all aftermarket horse parts.
Yeah.
And I've just been slaying at the
races. I looked up because I was like, I want the best horse armor and I want the best like stirrups.
Yeah, the best saddle for sure.
Saddle and
that stamina.
And
what armor? Or sorry, good.
Right now, I just have the Nilfgaard horse armor, which is the best one I could find.
What armor is Geralt rocking? Standard, or have you changed it?
It's the armor of 1,000 flowers or something.
I hate when
is it the one that is it the one that came with the?
It's the one that you get
link
as
your
a
account.
gift. Yeah. And I also like the second day that I was playing it, I opened up the launcher and it was just like, oh hey, there's a new thing, and it's the tab for Witcher 4 is on there now.
Yeah.
I
hate when you're like grinding and you're like you find some armor that is better and you're like, all right, this is better, and you put it on and it's like poofy and stuff. And
it's like a poofy blue and black striped shirt.
Fuck no, it's not cool.
This is where we differ. I will not wear it. It could be leagues better, but I'm like, but it looks gay. I'm not fucking putting it on.
Well, maybe I set my difficulty too high, but I die way too often to care about style.
I mean, to be fair, I think early game, like right now where I'm at, I think I'm only level 5.
I'm at 7.
Witcher.
Okay, so I'm only level 5. I do not care at this point. I'm like, I just want to be able to kill people.
Yeah.
In mine, I have my favorite armor with, I think, like 7 rune spots, and I load it up. That's why I love killing. That's why I'll stop anytime there's monsters. Kill some monsters. Get some
mutagens.
Get some mutagens.
Yeah.
Then combine the mutagens. Combine them again to get the highest level mutagen. So I can, yeah.
Have you what?
I need one more big blue mutagen to get the thing that I'm trying to get, and I can't fucking find it.
Have you found any Witcher school stuff yet?
I found a bunch of the quests.
Okay.
And I have I got both the Viper School swords.
Yeah.
In the beginning, but I haven't gotten any of the armor yet.
That's where the armor, because I think the bear armor is like one of the best ones in the game.
I've gotten
It's the heaviest.
It's the heaviest one, so it's the
So it has the most
one.
amount. Yeah, it's the tankiest one.
It also is like, yeah, Geralt looks like a, because it's one that has like technically like an armor, like kind of 2-layered kind of skirt thing.
It's the heavy armor.
Yeah, it goes kind of.
To be fair, I think I only fucked with medium armor.
Yeah, usually.
Light armor did not have enough damage resistance.
Well, light armor had more like, it buffs your signs, but I'm like, I don't think I use signs.
I mean, you can
much.
buff your signs with the little sigil things.
Yeah,
so
you can also just take a potion and boost them as well.
It's true.
So like,
I need to figure out how to upgrade potions because this 3 charges of swallow that I have is not very satisfying for me right now.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get. I think end game I had like 6. Which I think I think it ends at like 5 or 6.
I like that in Witcher 2, and then this one you just have a hard limit of toxicity, whereas Witcher 1 was like, if you take too much you'll die, and it was like straight up like, oh, if I go past the limit I'm gonna die, and Geralt will just drop dead in the thing. I'm like, just tell me what I can't take.
That's why you brew the one that removes toxicity also.
Yep. Literally, it's literally deciding I'm gonna get drunk as fuck, but I got a little Gatorade to make sure I'm gonna be good in the morning.
Yeah,
that's what Geralt does every day.
But I've really enjoyed alchemy as well. I didn't think I would like the crafting at all, but I like gathering materials.
I rarely did it. I just
not even for like oils.
I did it occasionally.
If I could make the oil from what I've just collected from walking through, like,
but you wouldn't go out of your way to find it.
I would not, and then I'd have certain monsters. I'd be like, fuck, I gotta log in.
I just got vampire oil. I got the necrophage oil, obviously, specter oil. There's another one that I got that I don't even think I've encountered any of the enemies that match the type yet.
How was the Griffin fight? Like, did you die to that one a couple times?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because that's when you get the crossbow, right?
Vesemir just hands it to you.
He's like,
before
hey,
the fight.
I've had this the whole time. Fucking
figure that shit out.
And you're sitting there looking at him and be like, huh?
Well, and then they have the dialogue where Geralt says to him, I thought you were
a traditionalist.
I thought you were against these. And he goes, well, like,
I'm old. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He's like, you see me swinging the sword like that all the time?
Yeah,
Damn.
like, I know. It's going to take everything we got to beat this guy.
That part with Vesemir at the end of that did make me kind of sad because he's like, I'm going to go in early to Kaer Morhen and settle in for the winter just so they don't think that it's vacant and they come in and take all of our stuff. Because there's not many of us left, so that made me pretty sad.
You haven't met any of the other.
No,
Witchers
that's like 3/5 of the game where you meet the other Witcher, and he has really good armor.
Well, I was gonna say the other Kaer Morhen Witchers.
Oh no,
yeah,
but there's another Witcher from a different.
Trust me, I know.
From a different school that you meet, and he has really good armor. It's a really good.
We're talking about the one that's dependent, right?
I don't know what that means.
On Witcher 2.
I guess so.
Because I actually don't know if he'll get that then. I don't know what the canon choice is.
I don't know, but I mean, this isn't spoiling it because everything ends in a fight. It ends with you. In my playthrough, it ended. I fought him, and I don't know if what choice I make when you have to make the Witcher 2 choices, what choice that changed. Because at the end, I saw this dude, and I didn't know who he was, because I didn't play Witcher 2, and I was like, it's another Witcher.
Big ball motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because he just not be there. Yeah, like in Witcher 2, you could kill him. And if that's the case, he will not show up in Witcher 3 at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, then I clearly chose to not kill him.
Yeah, there's the option.
Then we fight, and he's got really good armor.
It was a
really rough battle.
His fights in Witcher 2 were fucking broken. I was like, fuck. I had to like cheese my way through those fights.
Yeah.
So you fight him like 3 times, and each time it's like, God dang it, he's leveling up too. Fuck me. It was great. Yeah, the fight in Witcher 3 was also really good. But yeah, I don't know what the canon choices are because I always simulated, and then with this most recent playthrough I'm gonna do because I have a Witcher 2 save. I'm gonna go in with it, which is gonna be really funny because I forgot to remove the tattoo from Geralt in Witcher 2, which is you can get because if you hang out with Vess and the Blue Suns crew, like who are Roach's men, you can get drunk as fuck with them, do drinking games, and you wake up naked on the shore with a tattoo on your neck. That if you don't remove it, will just come with you to Witcher 3, and Geralt will just have a neck tattoo the whole game.
That's not the only time in this game that you get a mark on you.
Oh yeah, the one in yeah, because there's the face one too. Yeah,
When I got that, I was like, no, what can this? You wake up and you have this mark on you, and it's like on your face, and it's really ugly. And I was like, his beautiful face. No! And so the whole quest line, I'm just like, I need to
talking to everybody. Can you get rid of this?
Please, he needs to be beautiful again.
No, I think I kept it on just because I like I think the more scars in a game that lets me accumulate scars and like
they show scars anytime he takes off his shirt.
Yeah, to be fair, first chance
and they always do like a long like hold on his body,
on his chest and back.
They're straight. Yeah. No, it's so funny. I was watching this YouTube video of like people reacting to Witcher 3's opening, and it's a bunch of these dudes just being like, looking at the scars, going, "Dude's rugged as shit." Every woman is sitting there going, "Oh shit, okay," and it's just like, yeah, CD Projekt Red knows what to do for their audiences.
Yeah,
because we got Yennefer the second over with her ass hanging out. I was like,
I mean, I've
goated.
Kira, when you go to talk to her, the first thing you see is her titties. So
they know who's playing these games.
Yeah. Gooners. Speaking of gooners, we need to have a talk, audience. 93% of you that are watching our videos,
thank you,
are not subscribed. What's wrong with you?
That's some gooner mind material right there.
Yeah. Get
too
your mind.
Too busy gooning to press the like and subscribe buttons.
Yeah, get your mind out of the gutter and into the side quests.
I like that. I like that a lot. Shout out to our sponsor, W. Use code Take It Sleazy. First of all, they have their first official collab out, like with a big company, Crunchyroll, and they have official solo leveling flavors.
Oh, solo? Oh, fuck.
Right?
Yeah, Luke's about to use our discount
big
code.
ups. If you're trying to get some solo leveling,
yo, use Take It Sleazy at the fucking checkout.
Yeah, 10% off.
I'm going to.
Yeah, which is huge because it's always either Gamer Subs or G Fuel that gets all these collabs.
G Fuel gets all the collabs. Gamer Subs got JJK and one.
But anyways,
thing. Yeah,
give us the Spy Family collab, W.
Yeah, W getting an official country
W
roll.
Sakamoto Days started. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Let's talk about it for a quick second. Very good.
Fucking love it, dude.
Love it.
It's
so good.
It's almost what I want Spy Family to be. But I like that they're different. I like how nice and cutesy everything in Spy Family is. But I like the fact
there is some nice and cutesy shit in Sakamoto.
Like they're in love, and
that's the part I like, is that he's actually in love and he has a family that he loves and he can say that he loves and he fucks his wife.
I love
that's big.
Spy Family needs way more sex.
Yeah.
If
just one.
If Lloyd and you were fucking, a lot of the show's problems would be over. Let's be real with us.
That's true. They'd be a powerhouse.
If I was writing Spy Family at this point, I would just start the Civil War and have them find out each other's secret identities and just have to fight to protect the family. It would be great.
Yeah. Sakamoto Day is really good. Matthew Mercer
doing a great job
as Sakamoto, as is very limited voice lines, but it's very funny,
which is really
and
funny.
Heavily modulated.
The thing that gets what are there 2 episodes in, I think?
Yeah.
3
now. Okay. They haven't gotten to the Ferris wheel bit yet. Okay. Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh.
You just helped the Chinese girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girl from Live Alive.
Yeah.
I feel, slight spoilers, she gets shafted like pretty much throughout the story, where it's clearly like, oh, this is the trio, and after a while it's like, nah, it's Sakamoto and Shun are the guys you want to watch. And then what's his name? Not Naobo, not the black-haired dude. I don't know if he's showed up yet.
No.
Yeah,
they're really just establishing the characters in these first couple episodes.
Yeah, I forget his name, which sucks. He's one of my favorite characters, but he's someone who's known Sakamoto, and he's like this like smiley, goofy looking dude with like straight black hair, but is like terrifying when he fights. He also has the sickest like tattoos. They're all math equations and shit. Like, he's got the Fibonacci sequence on his neck, and I'm just like, it's fucking cool.
I am liking Sakamoto Days, but what the fuck did Netflix think stopping Dan to Dan at 12 episodes with no...
At that cliffhanger?
Yeah. What the fuck was that? That wasn't definitive.
Because apparently it wasn't a season 1-2 scenario. It was, they had 24, and they were going to do it as like one season, but then I guess they were like, we want to gauge interest first. And so
people are interested. Put it out.
So I think it comes out this year. I don't know when, but
it's fucking better. I hate the way Netflix does anime when they have it.
Well, that wasn't a Netflix thing. That was apparently the studio Science Are.
Well, here's a Netflix thing. Dr. Stone, I can watch all of it on Crunchyroll right now. Season 1 comes to Netflix. A couple weeks later, they're like, "Oh, here's season 2." I already watched it on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
A month goes by. Season 3 of Dr. Stone. Already saw that shit. Caught up on the manga. I'm done.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, if your only option was Netflix, sure. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, because really the only reason, like, for anime really is just Dandadan and Sakamoto.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Delicious in Dungeon, but people say that's really good. But
yeah, it's big with teenage girls.
But, yeah. Dude, big shout out Sakamoto. That show's going crazy. That and then Solo Leveling's back, which is going insane already immediately. So yeah, anime. I got some good anime to catch up on.
Yeah. Or GIF will be here in like 2-3 weeks.
Nice. Yours got a few months.
Yeah.
Yours is like January 29th to February 4th.
Awesome.
You're gonna like it.
Speaking of gifts I got myself, I've been playing a lot, like my Steam Deck docked a lot more. Now that I've gotten like the settings where like if the game is like, 360 below, it's going to run stable 60 frames no matter what. So I was like, hell yeah, I can now play some older titles. And I was testing some shit out and I was like, I don't have like a legitimately good keyboard because what I use it's a small shitty one. It's like whatever. But like I was playing Half-Life. I was trying out Dragon Age Origins. Because there's no fucking controller support for that on PC. And then I was just
weird.
Well, it's a 2009 game before EA had their shitty Origin app, which is why 2 won't fucking work. But I was like, whatever. And I was like, I'm trying to play some games like mouse and keyboard, some on controller. And I was like, you know what? I want a better keyboard than this fucking piece of shit.
Hell yeah.
And so I got the 8-bit do Super Famicom mechanical keyboard because it was like, I think, because they're normally like $100 and this was on sale for like 70, so I was like, fuck it.
Is it hot swappable?
I assume it's the same one as that Xbox one you were looking at. Yeah, so I've got that, and then it comes with 2 big buttons.
Yeah, the Xbox one comes with the accessibility buttons.
Yeah, it's just 2 big A and B buttons, and I'm like, hell yeah. But other than that, I just have like a standard like gaming mouse that I got at GameStop like years ago. Still works. It's like small enough.
The Xbox one comes with a mouse too.
Oh, does it? Yes. Oh, is it like the clear? Yeah.
It's all one color, and I was like, okay, this is pretty sick.
You're gonna come home and Matt's gonna have like changed his whole PC setup too. Everything's gonna have that like clear, like green tint.
I still like the white. I mean, I'll try using it.
I
just put in a lot of effort on the keyboard I have, and I really am happy with it. It's just getting dirty now because I've had those Gundam keys forever, and it might be time for a little cleanup or a switch.
My like setup is pretty all like white now because I have like a Amazon had these. I don't know. They don't make any more, or at least they don't make a lot of them. But Amazon had these like metallic wrap for an Xbox that was like a Starfield design.
Yeah.
So I put that on my Xbox. I have the Nintendo Switch OLED, which is all white. I've got the PS5, so it's literally just all white consoles. I've got it's kind of white and red on the keyboard. The Steam Deck's the only thing I don't have that's white. So far I'm like, all right, cool.
Did you see the Chocobo edition?
Yeah,
that they made.
Yeah, because Square Enix was like, we made this shit work on Steam Deck, and I was like, thank God.
That thing looks so gross.
It looks gross, but I want one.
I don't. That's gonna make my hands sweat like a motherfucker. It's gonna overheat like crazy.
Well, okay. To be fair, I want it the same way I want that like Dragon Quest slime controller that probably doesn't feel good to hold.
To sit on a shelf.
Yeah, pretty much. Just to be like, hey, look at that thing I got.
Yeah, I do want to Switch one of those.
You gonna Switch 2? Are we gonna?
I'm definitely getting it. Mario Kart 9 is definitely exciting. I just I'm worried that my Pro controllers won't work on it. That's my biggest thing right now.
I know for a fact the old Joy-Cons are not going to.
Yeah,
I assume,
that,
or at least they not.
They might work wirelessly.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's my thing. Is if Pro controllers can work, we'll be set. And even if they can't, to be fair,
especially after custom building one, that'll be a bitch.
And even if they can't, to be fair, Pro controllers can work on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm not completely butthurt if that's the case because I can just use it on my Steam Deck. But I do agree. Like, I don't want to pay for another $70 controller.
Yeah.
Even though it's probably not going to change too much, really.
I'm hoping that it's a Wii U situation where it's like, yeah, the Wii remotes still work.
I probably if because my Pro controller I'm now realizing is starting to have some issues. I'm like, fuck. But I've had it since Smash Bros came out, so I'm like, we're going. But so if it ever dies out, I'll get the newer Pro controller.
Luke smashing it after losing a competition.
Fuck.
The first game that I probably play on it will be Xenoblade X. Because I don't know if I want to get Xenoblade X day one, but if there's a weird like, oh, you can't really transfer your save to the new console, I might have to wait.
Well, because we know April is when we're gonna know about the Switch too, so I'm assuming June release date.
That makes sense. They want to get it out a little before Christmas.
Yeah, so June release date. So you get all the people who want it day one get it, and then Christmas time, new Switch.
Here's the new big push.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna launch. They're for sure launching with Metroid. Mario Kart.
I think they're launching with Mario Kart. That'll be the big one.
Well, I think it'll be Mario Kart for everybody's gonna want that, and then Metroid for the motherfuckers who've been waiting decades for this shit. And
maybe, but I don't think they've ever launched with a Metroid.
No, but they're
Do you think
launching.
you're gonna like drop that, like, Galaxy, not Galaxy,
Odyssey 2.
Odyssey 2.
I mean, hopefully, because
I think that'll be in the April.
I don't
thing.
know. I don't know what the Odyssey team like. The rumors were they're working on a Donkey Kong game,
remake of either or master of
Wind Waker and Twilight.
Wind Waker or Twilight.
I think the Donkey Kong thing is probably more likely now, especially since they switched the model in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So
I wonder because I feel like they're not gonna do a new big Mario game because Mario Wonder just dropped.
but that was 2D. They got
I guess
It's time for 3D Mario.
You think they go fully?
Dude, have you seen the
I hope so.
the Donkeys Switch 2 video?
I haven't.
It's hilarious.
I need to see
like
his
now maybe my top 10 funniest videos that I've seen.
I need to see his best games of 2024 because his
Girl Ninja.
You're a woman ninja hitting people with a sword.
Because the fucking the cover art for the video is like a dragon. So it's like it really makes me happy that like despite him hating JRPGs, Persona and Yakuza have been his like go-tos. Like these are great.
That whole video is him talking about Like a Dragon, Persona 5, and Persona 3.
Yeah.
So
I still need to play Persona 3. I'm just kind of waiting for a heavy sale on Steam Deck because it works on that. Pretty well.
When the spring sale comes around, I'm sure Sega will drop that hoe to super cheap.
Well, because we might apparently this week because this could be the Xbox Direct. I think the two running rumors are the secret game they're going to show off is either a new Ninja Gaiden or Persona 6. Because one leaker or whatever has said that like I mentioned games that Xbox is really interested in marketing. One of those games will show up this weekend or whatever, and people are like, "What has he said?" And they've compiled the list, and like the two big ones would be Ninja Gaiden, which helps with it being an Xbox kind of original game.
Yeah,
and then they're like close relationship now with Sega and Atlas that they could be the ones to just say, "Here's Persona 6." So who knows?
that's true. But either way, I think both of those would be multi-plat.
I mean, they're going to be multi-plat, but I think it's just them getting the marketing rights. Because
Yeah.
they're willing to, like, show off. Like, they showed off the fucking Secret of Mana game at their event. PlayStation didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's just Microsoft willing to be like, we'll play with everybody. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
Even though all their games are coming to PlayStation anyway.
that's true. And all the PlayStation games are coming to PC.
Mm-hmm. So, all right.
Well,
Good pod, boys.
Like and subscribe.
Do it, bitch.
Go check out Dubby. And as always,
Take it sleazy.